Hi, everybody. Patrick here. Just wanted to say thank you for attending our Zoom, and a special thank you to Kim Heizmann from C21 in Vernon, BC. So this morning, Kim shared a lot of information on how she uses video to enhance her business. She uses it to stay in contact with clients, give them listing updates, and all kinds of different ways. And she also incorporated some information for us on the specific tools she uses, the software, and how she became comfortable with it, and her kind of transition from starting with her iPhone to improving the tools and resources that she uses. So as you know, our focus has been to make sure that you have content and tools and resources, information to enhance and build your business. So this is along the same lines. Hope you get lots out of it. If you have questions about it, let us know. We'll do our best to get the answers to you, but here's the whole video. Please enjoy.
I think it was in Vancouver. I was at a conference and someone had got up on stage and they started talking about how video has improved their business and their relationship with their clients, because the Richard Robbins banner is all about creating strong relationships with your clients and creating an experience that your clients just all they want to do is talk about how awesome the experience was with you, so therefore they refer you off to someone else. So that's kind of where this started. So it was about a year and a half, 2 years ago. And then I always was a little scared about doing video, and that was the internal dialogue in my own head. And if I say anything and anybody has a question, don't hesitate to unmute and just ask me a question. If they can. Patrick, I don't know if you've turned that function. Oh, they can, okay. So at the Richard Robbins, I kind of got a light bulb moment of, geez, I need to really start incorporating video. But what was the challenge in my head is, I don't like the way my voice sounds. I don't like the way I look on video, and I stumble over my words, and I don't want to babble, and I don't want to look like an idiot. So that presentation took a little bit of, it was a little bit of a mirror for me, because I had to get over my own internal way of thinking. So what I decided to do was figure out a way where I could take those fears away. I can't change my voice and I can't change my appearance other than, get dressed up, put on makeup, and do my hair. But it was the voice and everything that I was like, okay, can't change that. I got to deal with what I got. So I went to looking at, and if you see me off, I've got some notes over here so I make sure that I don't miss anything. One of the first things that someone had said to me, that my coach said to me is, you know what, why don't you just start video with your clients? Because your clients already like you and trust you. And it's just going to be easier for you to do it with them. So I decided to do that. So I use several different platforms to do this. And the platforms that I use are BombBomb and a couple other apps. And I'll get into some details on that. But one of the benefits that I've found, and I have found in the last year or 2 years, is the connection that my clients now feel to me, because they get to see my face and they get to hear my voice and they get to hear my excitement and connotations when I talk and it comes across way more personal instead of writing out a long email. I hate reading emails personally, and I delete a lot of them without reading them, admittedly. And I kind of figured my clients were doing that, because there was a lot of questions they were asking that I had already addressed in emails. And I'm like, well, didn't you see the email I sent you? Oh, yeah, but I didn't read it. Oh, okay, those are kind of important emails for you to read. How am I going to get them to read? So I figured, with all the talk about video, everybody would rather watch a video than read a long email. So I decided to put most of the content that I was writing out into my videos, and then in the video, in the email that I send out, it's just the links to where I want them to either go see their documents or go see their listings or go see the marketing that I've put up, all that kind of stuff. So the actual email is very short, and what's long is me in the video. What that has helped do is build rapport at such a fast rate. I was dumbfounded on how quickly people responded back and said, wow, that's awesome. It was so great to see your face or hear your voice, and wow, you're as excited as me, and all that kind of stuff, because I am who I am on the video. It also helps you be really authentic with people, which I think is really important in this business. Authenticity is something that helps with rapport building and trust immediately. And that's the two things that have to be there before you can gain a client or have a long-term client, in my opinion. So what's happened over the last 2 years as well is that it's helped me gain confidence. So how I gained confidence and how I got over the fear of not stumbling over my words was I found an app that was a teleprompter app. So I would do a video and I know what I would want to say in the video, and it was about their listing. It was about, okay, your listing is active. Here's where it's going up on realtor.ca. It's going here. Here's the links to go and all that kind of stuff. And I was afraid that I would miss things, or I would have it in my head and I get a minute and a half through and then stumble. And I don't know how to edit videos or all that kind of stuff. So I found this app. The app was my savior. So what I did was I would put everything into this app as a script, and I would practice, and it runs as a teleprompter, and I'm looking in the camera and I'm reading the script that's on the teleprompter, and it looks like I'm looking straight into the video. So it looks authentic, and it is authentic, but it's just helping me learn what I want to say so I don't miss anything. And that's really helped. So what I've done, okay, I got to jump all over the place. It doesn't make sense. So the teleprompter app I use for doing the video, which is a big view. Okay, and all this information, if anybody wants the detailed information, I have no problem getting everybody the detail. I actually have no problem doing another Zoom call with a few people if you want, and I can show you exactly how I do it. But I use Big Blue teleprompter app. I use another app called Big, which allows me to type someone's name in so that when I'm doing a video, I can say, hey, Derek, and so when they see the video or they see the email come through and they see their name, they know it's personal to them. So they open it up. BombBomb has always said, well, get a whiteboard and use their name. Okay, I like using this app. It looks a little nicer. My writing isn't the best. So that's what I do with that. And so what I did was I did everything with Vmail for my sellers. So for my sellers, I would send their monthly report, their weekly report, that your listing is now active, and any marketing links that I was doing, and I would send that all in a video. I've got some examples if anybody wants to see them. After I'm finished talking, I can share my screen and I can show you. And then for my buyers, I started creating, so I started with my sellers and I figured all that out. I have all of my scripts. If anybody wants the scripts, it's in a Word document. I'll send it to anybody. You can use them. I don't care. And then you just change it to your own words because it's how I would talk, not necessarily how Brenda would talk. So once I got it all set up for my sellers, then I started thinking about, okay, how can I do this for my buyers? So I did a video on, here's your homework. We just wrote an offer. Here's the homework I need you to do. I need you to review this. We're going to do inspection by this date, all that kind of stuff. So I did that kind of an email for buyers for when they first did a deal, and sent their documents with it so that I have documentation that they got a copy of their documents immediately. I did a video on inspection. So I started doing videos on everything to take away the potential problems that could happen. So I do a video on, okay, Mr. and Mrs. Buyer, your inspection's coming up in a couple of weeks. Here's the process. Your inspector's going to come into the house. I suggest you probably leave him do his business for the first 3 hours. Let him go, let him find everything in the house. And then my suggestion is maybe go for the last hour so that he can show you around the house and all that kind of stuff. Here's the stuff he's going to point out. He's going to point out some stuff that are normal wear and tear. So I'm doing a video about taking away or at least minimizing the expectations and problems down the road because they already know how it's going to go. And then I also use video with presenting an offer. Here, there's a couple of realtors that refuse to allow other realtors in to present an offer in person if in a multiple offer situation. So I tried, and I did this a while ago, and I called the realtor up. I said, I know you don't want me to come in person, but would you play a video for me? He's like, I've never had anybody ask me that. I said, well, would you? And he says, yeah, sure. I said, okay, perfect. So I actually sat down, and I got that video too, I can show you. I sat down, and as if I was talking to the seller, I sat down and presented the offer. I saw that realtor open it and play it 15 times. And I know he played it for his seller at least twice. And he just opened it. Now, this happened 8 months ago. I saw that he just opened it again a couple weeks ago. So people are watching and liking that idea. So I actually won that offer. And he did say that the video definitely helped, because I was able to put a personal spin about my buyers to the seller, and the seller felt instantly connected to me. So it was cool. And that's the benefit of doing an in-person presentation as well.
Oh, that's awesome. I think that brings like old school type of interactions with new technology, right?
Yeah.
So good for you. A great job.
Yeah. So what are the other ideas that I've done? So I've done important dates. Here's your future dates. Here's all the important dates you need to remember. Put these in your calendar. So these are a whole bunch of different ideas. So BigVoo, the app, allows me, if you do the pro version, which I believe is around $100, and just so you know, you can do all of this for free, but if you want to take it up just a next level, you can do everything pretty good for about under 300 bucks. Okay, so BigVoo allows me, with the pro version, I can do it against a green screen. So using the green screen, I videotape myself in front of a green screen. Then the professional pictures that I get from my listings, I use either the front of their house, or I use their kitchen or their living room behind me on the green screen, so that the seller, when they open up their email, goes, hey, that's my kitchen. Oh, let's play that video. So that's how I personalize those videos. What else?
That's fine.
So when you're doing a video, I think the most important things are sound and lighting. And when you're brand new, and I'll show you some brand new, the videos of what I first started with, is they're horrible. The sound is horrible, but I had to start, and I had to jump in and not have any excuses. I have since, I have microphones, I have lighting, so that you can produce a crisp, clear, nice video. Like, I bought this webcam. I'm actually really impressed with this webcam. I just bought it recently because I have to do global news stuff for the board. So I needed a nice camera. And then I'm in the process of right now, in the next 6 weeks, I'm right in the middle of doing a advanced video editing course myself. So I've gone from not using anything and just using my iPhone to learning how to do everything and improving every few months when I figure out something else. So what else? The other thing that I have used too is screen recording. I don't know if anybody has used screen recording in the midst of this COVID stuff, but using Zoom and screen recording, you can have your clients, well, not on, okay, so let me back up. The screen recording is great in order to do a CMA for someone to send off before you get on a call with them. So you literally can be in front of your computer, turn on your screen record, go through the whole CMA and email it off to them. They watch it before you even call them. Then when you get on the phone call, you've just saved yourself an hour discussion about the CMA, and now you're just talking about what you sent them. It's way easier to set your price that way because you've already gone through it and they've already in their head gone, oh my goodness, everything is sold for $550. Oh, I guess asking her to list it at $600 might not work. So it sets their mind in a range where you can actually price a house a little bit easier with them instead of having that conversation live. The other thing that I am going to start doing with the screen record, which I just learned a couple weeks ago, was start to do a health check with your people that you haven't contacted in a while or your past clients. So a health check would be a screen recording with maybe three little MLS or matrix things where you've got recent sales for their area or in their building. and just say, hey, hey Dee, just thought I'd send you a little health check. This is just a little health check. Thought you'd be interested in what's sold in your area. Here's 3 little listings. I hope you're having a great day. If you want any further information, give me a shout. So this is a realtor in Toronto that's doing this right now. He sent it out to, I think, 20 past clients. He had almost half of them call him back and say, wow, thanks for that little health check. I'm not selling now, but when I do, I'll give you a shout. So it was the communication of just getting those past clients and or people you haven't talked to in a while. This is just another idea. The results from my video were, and I think it's a few different things, but I think video was one, and I think joining Richard Robbins for myself was another. And I'm not here to promote Richard Robbins, it's just a fact of what I'm doing. My business improved 63% last year, and I did well in 2018. So I hit top 75 last year, which I have never done in my career. And I really think it had to do with the referrals. My referrals went through the roof from my sphere, from my clients, from agent to agent has been huge as well. And agent to agent, here's another thing that I've done. If anybody gives me a referral agent to agent, and my clients are getting these videos on a regular basis, whether they're sellers or buyers, I'm always CCing the agent that refers me. So the agent that refers me sees what I'm doing for the client, and they're being kept up to date. I don't know if that's gotten out to people in the offices, and that's why they're sending me more referrals, but the agents themselves are loving the update that they get on the seller that they just sent me in the Okanagan, where they get to see, oh wow, like. And so now I've got the agent that sent the referral helping me with the client. If the client is a little frustrated with the price, or if it's not selling, and you've got 2 agents to be able to say, well, look at all the marketing that's happening. The marketing's being done. It might have to do with price. And it just allows a whole bunch of conversations to happen.
I think that's a great idea, because I think one of the probably biggest complaints that people have with making referrals is they don't know what happens after they give that kind of pass off, right? We fill out the form, we send it off, and then we kind of hope and pray that my clients are looked after. And some people are pretty good. Some people give you a follow-up email or a text or a phone call, but I think that's another level where you can really say, hey, I'm keeping you in the loop as to what was going on. I'm treating them like I would my clients or your clients, and vice versa. So good job. I like that.
Yeah, and then in that system, they get an email when we list it. They get the marketing email. They get an email when we get an offer. They get an email when we remove conditions. They get a copy of the trades record sheet. They get a copy of the referral form. They get a thank you at the very end. Like, they get a follow-up. Did you get your commission check? Did you get your referral check? So I have created this system over the last, well, I haven't, my assistant has. Over the last little bit, especially over the last 2 years. The last 2 years, I've really honed in on my systems. And then COVID over the last 3 months has really allowed me to hone in on the video and how important it is. And I'm wanting to up the game on the quality of the video. So I think that's about it. Oh, you know how else? Sorry, I keep picking up stuff. Another idea I do, which is Google reviews. I ask my clients when we remove conditions on their deals for a Google review via video. When I started doing it via video, I started getting more Google reviews. Now I'm higher up on the search, and I'm now getting more organic calls from people that don't know me because of the Google reviews. So, and then the other trick about that video is I send it out when we remove conditions, not when we give keys, because everybody's the most excited and willing to give a good review when you remove conditions. So I send it out then.
Oh, okay. That's different. Yeah. So I'm just going to share a screen here because I was Googling you.
Oh, okay.
For those of you who are like, so, okay, we talked about, so you've got like a Google business page profile or whatever it's called, right? Google My Business, right? And then
Yeah, it's
kind of
just
talk
I
about.
just start doing Google reviews. So I actually got a new Google review. I haven't seen number 32. So yesterday I had 31. So I'm not sure what that says. Hopefully it's good.
Looks like it's good.
There it is. 5 stars, perfect. Oh, and I always say my clients go to Google to give me a 5-star review. Here's the link below, because then you're kind of already planting the seed that they're going to give you 5 stars, right?
Oh, smart thinking, smart thinking.
So let me,
I
does
can see the
anybody
wheels
want?
turning there for Brenda because she loves that kind of stuff. Because
Oh,
Brenda's
yeah.
really good. We use the Real Satisfied platform, and Brenda has been probably one of the leaders in our group where she communicates the value of getting feedback from her clients. And so Brenda's really always about getting the response on the surveys. So I could see someone like Brenda or others that like that review aspect and Facebook reviews and things like that to really like, hey, and recently we've been talking about the Google My Business page and saying, hey, there's value here for you to be there. It's a different platform or piece of your business that you shouldn't ignore, right? And then
Absolutely.
and
not be scared of it, because the people that like you and trust you, they're going to go on and give you the 5 stars all the time, right? I used to do a lot of Real Satisfied as well. I was doing Real Satisfied before Century 21 added it on as a free benefit within the corporation. So I actually stopped doing it only because I was paying for it, and I switched over to Google because the Google juice that you get from the Google reviews, I have found, has been more beneficial than the calls that I would get from the Real Satisfied ones. That's just what I've experienced. But I would do both. I did both for a while. Yeah. So does anybody want to see any videos? Do you want me to give you a couple examples of what I've done? Okay. So I'm going to share my screen. Hopefully I don't have anything on here you shouldn't see. Just kidding. Okay, so this is my BombBomb video platform. So you can see I send a lot of emails. There's like hundreds of emails in here. But what I did was I set up a couple that I can play and show for you. So you can see I'm standing in someone's kitchen in this one. This is recorded when I first started. So actually, hang on, let me go back to, yeah, this one. Okay.
And your assistant designed your graphic header there. Your listing is now active and helps you with that using Canva or something?
Yeah, so she created this, and then I have my BombBomb totally branded to me, as you can see.
Yep, love it.
Yeah, so I branded my BombBomb. BombBomb has been, in my opinion, fantastic. Like, I highly recommend it. It definitely was an investment that I was nervous of making because it's not cheap. I think it's $600 a year, but it has totally benefited my business, in my opinion. So, oops. So this is it branded, and then this is the video, and you'll notice the sound isn't great, but I'll play it for you anyway.
I'll be able to provide the links to all the online marketing, plus more information about the many different products that I'll be using.
So you get the idea. I'm reading the teleprompter, so it doesn't look like I'm reading because the teleprompter words come right up over the camera, right? And then I've added sound to it. Since then, I've also learned how to add captions. And this is all done within BigView. BigView is not expensive. It's $100 a year. Then my assistant does the email template. And then when you click this link to see a copy of your listing, then they would show up, and this is what she attaches to the listing. So they see everything and how it's presented. This is another one that I send out. This is the weekly summary update.
And I'll be in touch again with you very soon to keep you informed about your listing activity.
So the sound is not good. So this is me just using my iPhone. Right. This is an example of, so that video was on their weekly report, and if you want to see your weekly report, view this link. This is what they see when they open it up, and it's just the really quick, what's happened on Zillow, Facebook, Kijiji, Realtor.ca, in the last week. This was actually just sent out last week.
And your assistant is help compiling that summary of information. There's no magic program that's creating that for you.
I think she uses Canva, but once you've got a template, it's super easy to do.
Gotcha.
Yeah. This is the Google review, and I'll let you watch this one. It's got a better sound.
Hey there, it's me again. I know it's a super busy time because you're getting ready for your move, but I was really hoping you could just take a couple of minutes to give me a Google review. It really helps others when they're searching for a realtor to know how your experience was. And we both know that the personal recommendations plus the internet research are the way people choose nowadays. So please click the link below this video to write a brief review of your experience with me. Doesn't have to be very long, just a couple of sentences, and that helps people make an informed decision. So thank you so much, and we will definitely talk soon.
So that's the video that I do these generic. So if I'm not in the office, my assistant can go grab the video and put it in, regardless of whether I'm in the office or not. Because I don't do this every single time. I record one video. She gives me, so here's another thing. She gives me a list. This is a list of all the videos I have to do this week with new sound, and I have to change outfits 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 times because she wants 5 different outfits so that she can pull from her library and put me into an email that she sends to a new seller or buyer if I'm not available to do a personal one where I say their name.
Wow.
The Google review, huge point, put the link in straight to your Google review page. It makes it super easy for them. This is Friday Vibes. So this one was one that I just did with a webcam. It was the first one that second one that I did unscripted. And it was just me talking, but it's the difference of light and sound that I wanted to show with you.
To say hi and wish you a happy Friday once again. I promised last week that I would be back at this every week.
So this one I started using because what I've done is I've now got comfortable enough to send these videos to my clients. I'm now moved up the ring a little bit, and I'm now risking putting it out on social media and being judged.
Oh yeah, I've seen that one on your feed somewhere.
Yeah, so one of the reasons why, I think I'll stop sharing. One of the things I was scared about is messing up, putting it out on social media and someone, either negatively commenting and all that kind of stuff. So I did this in stages to get to where I am today. And I started with sellers, then I went to buyers and Google reviews. And I've definitely upped the game in making sure that my videos are better quality. But yeah, that's about it. I see there's a big VU. Yeah, so no E on the end of VU. So it's BIGVU. And it takes a little bit of learning for the editing in that program, but once you get it done, it's really cool. Actually, I'll show you one video that I did in there. And I think,
so you started with your iPhone and you just used what you had, and over time you said, you know what, I would like this to look or sound better, and you've been slowly improving what you've been doing. Kind of like probably when we first started out, we had like a point and shoot camera, and then we upgraded to like an SLR, and then we upgraded to like a professional photographer and Matterport and iMovie whatevers and stuff. And so you've just been constantly evolving the tools that you use.
Yeah, exactly. So here, this is the desktop of the Big VU, and you can see the different videos that I've done. And there's the ability to put in captions or not. So this is a video that I did.
Hey everyone, and welcome back. As a realtor, I get asked a lot of frequent questions, and one that is always on everybody's mind is it a good time to sell? today, there's also an added concern of while we're still in a pandemic.
So that's a video that I posted up on social media, but let me show you how that was developed. So if I go into this and I look at, hang on a second, I think I gotta go here. Oh, that one's got music.
Hey everyone, and welcome back. As a realtor, I get asked a lot.
Because I couldn't decide whether I wanted captions or not.
Parker says don't use the music.
This is where you do the editing, right? So, this would be the raw footage that I would put up. And then I would be able to put a logo and outro in here because you can add your logo. And then the outro is basically.
Hi, everyone, and welcome back. As a realtor, I get asked questions and a lot of frequent questions. And one of them that is on.
That's the outro. So see how I was able to brand it at the end?
Yeah.
So that's the video that I was going to, when I'm going to be presenting at Richard Robbins' virtual conference that he's doing in June. And I'm going to be presenting on this, on how to do this. But that's that. And then you upload this and you can add captions and you can add music and all that kind of stuff. So it's pretty cool. But that's where all of my videos are. And that's where my assistant grabs all those videos. So these are all the different videos I've done for the OMREB, for the messaging, and seller showings, safety during COVID, like all that kind of stuff. And that's what it looks like on a green screen. So you're literally, and don't spend hundreds of dollars on a green screen. Go to the fabric store and buy a green sheet. That's it.
How often are you using that? Because you're putting the listing photos behind you for some of your communications. Like you find your listing here and the photos of their listing is playing behind you. That's what you're doing?
Yeah. So in my office, if I don't make you guys dizzy, that my green screen is right there. So literally I have this light ring turns the other way. Now I've got a camera. I used to use my iPhone in the light ring here. And I would film against the green sheet tacked to my wall. And then I would send that video to my assistant and she puts the, she puts the listing up there. And if it's for a buyer that not necessarily needs a listing behind me, she can put any picture up there if she wants. She can put a picture of the house that they're buying up there. She just goes to the MLS and grabs the picture because it's a personal video, right? It's not something that you're going to advertise, so you're not, not harming anybody.
Yeah, no one actually comments about my fabulous hair. Just
And I need a haircut. I haven't. My hair appointment is tomorrow. So. But yeah, that's it. I know that's a ton of information and I hate being the only one talking. So does anybody have any questions that I can answer or show you or anything like that?
They're stunned. They're stunned. That was a lot of information. That was all great stuff. I think Tara's unmuted her mic, so I'll let her go.
Sure. So just to confirm, so the teleprompter app that you're using, is that in Big View as well, or is that separate?
That is Big View. So do you want me to show you a demo of me using it?
Sure.
Okay. Let's go back to this.
So it does the teleprompter and it changes the background. It does both of those.
Yes. So I think this is.
And I'm recording this just for people's reference, just so you know.
Well, it's not that way. Oh yeah, that's fine. I want this one.
And I love how you get so excited about some of this stuff.
I wear my emotions on my sleeves.
No, okay. I think that's the personal side of it. Like just like you're talking about with the video, right? You come across as genuine and excited because you are.
Yeah.
Right. And your videos to your clients are the same way. They're very personable, and like we've mentioned a few times, and I think they've heard the same message. Like your video is great for being face to face when you can't be face to face.
Well, and it's been huge during COVID. Like it's really helped. And I was
jump
already
in and
set
do
up
it.
for it, right? Okay, so I'll play this.
Hi everyone. I wanted to give you
Hang on a second. Why isn't that playing? Oh, that's my office. That's the setup in my office. So this is the mic that I'm talking into now, which does make a difference versus the computer mic. This is the light ring I used to have. This is the one I just got yesterday because it literally can like really bright.
Did you want to send us or send me
The links?
maybe some of your hardware that you're using, some of the links to the software and stuff, and then we could share it up to these guys so they have that handy.
Absolutely.
That, you know, that you've probably asked other people, well, what are you using? Like, where did you get that? Right?
Yeah. Okay, so this.
And you navigate where it's
Hi
like
everyone.
the rest of us.
Give you
I don't know why that's not playing
I
the
can't
actual.
find my stuff.
I don't know why that's not playing the actual video because that's the one I downloaded for you guys.
It's good to know you're normal like the rest of us.
Yeah, because I actually recorded this. Okay, so this has to do with QuickTime not working. So I'm just going to shut it off here for a second.
That's okay. Well, we could, like I said, if people wanted to reach out to you and schedule maybe one-on-ones and say, hey, I really love this, Kim. I wouldn't mind learning a bit more. Can I spend 10, 15 minutes with you or half an hour? Small group of people even too, right?
Sure.
Like that type of thing. So tell us, before we're done here, tell us about the Richard Robbins event that's coming up here beginning of June, and how do people attend if they want to, like, hey, that sounds cool, let me check it out.
So it's a virtual event. It was supposed to be in Vancouver, and they've asked all of us who were supposed to speak in Vancouver to speak at the virtual event. So it's going to be 2 days of Zoom, which I don't know how it's going to go over. That's a lot of computer time, but I know the content's going to be amazing. So I'm presenting. I'm not exactly sure when I'm presenting, but it's going to be on this app and how it works. And what they do is they get members and coaching members present on what has worked for them or what tricks of the trade that they've learned in order to increase their own business, and everybody shares. The cool thing about that whole system is the sharing and stealing, and I love that idea, and making it your own, and it happens all over the place. If I called anybody in that coaching thing and said, I'm having problems with this, and they've got a solution, they send over the scripts, they send over how they do it. They said, here's my presentation, rebrand it to you, go. And it's just amazing. So that's how I have elevated my business over the last 2 years, is the support that I get within that organization. It's been amazing.
That's great. Yeah, so I just put the richardrobbins.com. I put the link in the chat there for you folks.
And again, I wasn't here to promote Richard Robbins. It's just what's happened to me.
Yeah, no, that's great. Rich is a great real estate trainer, and they have a really good, solid coaching program. Lots of good information. I mean, there's so many different coaches and speakers out there. I think you have to almost sample all of them to find out which one is the right fit for you. And
Totally.
Sometimes, this one is not the right fit for you today, but this one is. Right, and Rich had Scott Stratton in a podcast here just recently. Man, that was great stuff.
Yeah.
So really good. There's tons. There's no shortage of Zoom meetings and webinars anymore, but that's the beauty of it. You could really find out information from presenters and speakers that suit you, which is fantastic today.
So Tara, to answer your question, that Big Do app, you put your script in, you read it, you can slow or speed up, you can add the music, you can add captions, you can do it on a green screen, you can do it like this. The only thing is, you can't do it from your computer. You have to use your phone or you have to use an iPad. And therefore, that's a little frustrating because I'd love to be able to record it off my computer and still use it. but I have to now graduate to not using a teleprompter, which is a little scary for me, but I'm working on it. But the iPad works amazing.
Okay. Cool. Thank you.
Any other questions about any of that stuff?